Here, and I want to talk to you about working with me. I want to talk to you about that today because I keep looking at posts and thinking, well, nobody really asks for what they want, and I wasn't doing the same. So this Monday, only 2 days ago, feels like a lifetime ago, I decided to revisit doing a mastermind for you. And I don't make these decisions lightly, but the reason why I did it was not because I'd come up with a decision to do it. I was asked by a group of women who I had in a class, and they said they'd want accountability. I'd done a half-day class with them. They wanted a full-day class every month, and they wanted accountability. And so I'm going to start that in September, and this is what it'll include. So they will have a day with me every month, on a Monday. They'll come to Whitstable, spend the day here in Whitstable. So if you are local or you can get to Whitstable one Monday a month, you are welcome to look at this with me. One day a month, you come, and I do a group coaching. So what happens in a group coaching is, especially when there's 10, is that you start with one person, but what happens is whatever they're asking, you are sitting thinking, oh, thank God it's not me, thank God it's not me. It's sorry, people are messaging me. It's the intensity of looking at somebody else's life and it not being yours. You kind of go, oh my God, I don't want to be that person. But as you go around the room, there become themes and patterns, and I can then coach you into looking at, sometimes you're just like, oh my God, it's not just me. And the brilliance of being in the group is that you get that connection that we don't always have when we work as an entrepreneur or work for yourselves. You don't get that. You don't get to hang out with amazing brains that you do when you're employed. So that's the great thing, is just that, so when I'm working with one person, the other people get to relax, and then as we go round, we start to see how energy moves, and what happens when you're not working for yourself, not looking out for the things that you just can't see. And I attract people. Sorry about that, I had a call. Just the way it's going to be today. So what happens is that I attract certain people. That are smart, bright people. I don't like to have dull conversations about the same thing over and over again. I like to be able to get into your brain and go, right, okay, what's going on over there? And it's about energy, it's about patterns, it's about understanding how your mind works, how thoughts work, what things you can change, things that you can't, taking responsibility versus blaming other people. So many different things that we can look at, and that's what we do in the morning of that group. And in the afternoon, there'll be a planning time. There'll be a planning as in, like, okay, what do you want to be doing for this month? How do we help you? And we'll have a mastermind at time in that afternoon, so everybody gets to be really clear. They've got to sort their head out, sort who they are out, sort what they want out, and then go and get a plan together. And then in between times, I'll have a bi-monthly Q&A session via Zoom, so you haven't got to come to Whitstable for that. And then you'll have a private Facebook group where you can all support each other, be your cheerleaders or the person that says yes you can, but also that group that holds each other accountable to being that person that you want to be. So they're the things that we'll be doing. Like I said, I'm only going to be doing it for 10 people. I don't want huge, big groups. I want to have that intimacy. I want to be able to be that person that follows you up, that says what you're doing, how you're doing it, what's going on. So if you're curious about working with a coach on the person you are in that business, there will be business ideas, of course, going on. But for me, there's no point in me strategizing a great business plan for you if you're not in the right mindset, you've not got the fundamental foundations of who you are, and making sure that's exactly what you should be doing, because that's really what you love, is really essential vitally essential, because I was that girl that had success up the wrong tree. I was that girl that someone asked, what do you really want, when my life was a 6 out of 10, and I looked and I thought, oh my god, I can just see what's going to happen in the future. I can see where I'm going. It was all going great. To anybody else who looked at my life, it was marvellous. I was travelling, I was doing lots of things that ticked the boxes of things that I wanted. But when you're working, you've got to be sure that that's something that you're using all of your brilliance on. And as much as I was really good at what I did and paid quite well for what I was doing, it wasn't what I really wanted to do. And then all of a sudden I thought, well, what is it that I really want to do? How am I going to find that? Most people I can't even have a conversation with because they just don't get me. So if you're that person that wants someone to say, what's going on? And hold you in a space and not be frightened enough. Like I did a post today about being brave. I'm that girl. I'm that girl that's brave enough to say, what are you doing when you do that? Because if that's what stops you from going to live your magnificent life, I'm the brave girl that wants to ask that of you. So if you're curious about my masterminds, either post below or direct message me and let's have a conversation, because they're starting in September, but I'm doing an offer to start one-to-one coaching with you in the meantime. So by September, when the first day that we meet, you are ready and you're rocking. Message me today.